Give it up for Genevieve Joy!
Oh, wow, look at that. That's exciting. That's such a nice welcome. So, yeah, so like most comedians you've seen tonight, I'm an Uber driver. And, yeah, so I love being an Uber driver because I think that as a comic, I don't have to waste my time in open mics. I have these people in my car, and they're basically my hostages. You know, like they can't go anywhere. So I just tell them all my jokes and all my stories. And if you know, like if I really want to work something out, I've got ways so I can go directly into traffic. I get them for a good long time. And if they laugh, then everybody has fun. And if they don't, then I give them a 1-star rating. They know what they did. My favorite thing lately is when people ask me if I have an auxiliary cord. So they ask me if I have an auxiliary, they want their own music. I have made that mistake. I one time picked up these 4 Hasidic Jews, and they were teenagers, but I did not know that from far away because they had the hi-hats and the Shirley Temples, and they looked like little men with the little flapper things, the fringe thing, right? So I pick them up, they get in the car, they're teenagers, and they're punks, right? So they're like, do you have it? They talk like little men, especially the one I think was the ringleader sat up front. Do you have an auxiliary cord? I said, yes, and you don't know how far you're going until you commit to the drive. So he goes, we got Jewish house music, you're gonna love it. So 45 minutes of and I'm going like this because that's what they were doing. They were like waving their arms around, having a grand time. I'm like, fucking never again, okay? So anyway, I go, where are you going? They go, we're going to a wedding. We weren't invited, but we heard the bride and groom are crying because not enough people are dancing. We're gonna save the wedding. It's gonna be a mitzvah. I was like, you are not saving this wedding. And then the one pulls a bottle of Poland Spring water, but like, it's not water, right? But he pulls it from under he has this giant bottle of water, and he goes, I hope you don't mind the smell of booze. And I said, hold up, you are not old enough. And he goes, according to the Talmud, women! So from now on, when somebody says, do you have an auxiliary cord, my answer is, oh my, you're not gonna believe this, but the people right before you took it. They took it. And all I've got is this Barry Manilow CD, so that's what we're gonna be stuck with for this entire ride. And that's what I do to them when they ask me for it, because I know they don't want Barry. They're not asking for my thing so they can play Barry Manilow. Ever, right? Where am I going with this? My life is in shambles. My sister has 5 kids, and the oldest one, no, not the oldest one, the middle one is a slut. She's 6, and she always wants to, like, she loves everything Disney and everything romantic. So she'll want to, like, watch him, and then she'll want to act him out. So she'll be like, I'm Belle, and no, I'm Jasmine, and you're Aladdin. And she talks like she's been smoking cigs and singing jazz for 30 years, but she's 6, like Kathleen Turner in Body Heat, like, and we're married. And then she'll be like, I'm Belle, and you're Gaston, and we're married. And I'm like, hold up, Belle doesn't like Gaston. And she goes, but I like Gaston. So this is my mom's favorite of the grandchildren, and she wants to encourage it. Because it's not her kid, so it's funny, you know. So she'll be like, you know what movie Aliana needs to see? She needs to see The Shape of Water. She's gonna love The Shape of Water. It's just like Beauty and the Beast. Has everybody in here seen The Shape of Water? Yeah. It is nothing like Beauty and the Beast. All right, so we put on the movie because I'm outvoted, because now the kid's like, I want to see it, is it sexy? Right, so they put it on, right, and as the opening scene of that, the very first scene of it, before we even get to the monster green-eyed thing, she's making her breakfast, and does everybody remember this? She's making her breakfast, she hops in the tub, and she, right, and it's totally normalized, like there's no event of her masturbating in the tub, she's just like it's part of the morning, right? So the scene comes on, and the child goes, what'd she just do in the bath? And I'm like, oh God. I'm like, Mom, you wanna take this one since you chose the movie? And my mom goes, nothing, I didn't see anything. And the kid's like, no, she did. She went in the back. And I said, I didn't see it either. You missed it. Start the movie again. Start it again. You missed it. And so she won't let it go. Because at this point she knows we know. Finally my mother goes, bubbles. There were bubbles. And the kid's like, I didn't see any bubbles. Why does she, what is, But what cracks me up is that this one hasn't figured out masturbation. She has no idea what it is, right? Meanwhile, her baby sister, who's 5, masturbates all the time. All the time. And my sister is one of these, she's one of these progressive moms who talks to the doctor, and the doctor's like, well, you don't want to stop her from doing it because that's going to stifle her sexuality, and then maybe she'll, like, you know, have problems, or, you know, be repressed or something. God forbid you repress a 5-year-old. So the answer is, we don't do this in front of people. That's it. That's all you tell them. We don't do this in front of people. So when we're at the Christmas table and the child's dress is over her head and she's, you know, I just politely, because I know the code now, I say, Kimmy, remember, Christmas, you know, and she, oh. Like no embarrassment, like there's just like, oh, good looking out, Auntie. You know? So then later she's up in her room with her iPad and her onesie like all unzipped and down, just like, yeah. And I walk by the hall and she's like, I'm in my room. That's okay.